So first off, I'm a complete and total idiot. I did not realize it the whole time that my mic has not been recording, and so I've been talking to myself basically. So this is going to be the third part of my walkthrough, blind walk, not blind walkthrough, but just raw walkthrough of a battle mage build that I plan on doing. In the first two parts I was showing y'all like basically like the items that I found in this area, and now we're going on to our first boss fight, which we need to get out of the way because until you fight this boss you can't level or go to any of the other nexus points, and then because we need to get to that third archstone, because there's a really good weapon that I found personally useful in the past, and then it's also where we get access to our first mage trainer. Also, it's how we're going to get out of human form. The only good thing about staying in soul form, getting out of soul form into human form. The only good thing about staying in soul form is that it does not affect your world tendency. World tendency is something that is unique to demon souls in the sense that you can have a world tendency of light or dark. And different world events will occur based upon your world tendency. Case in point is this area up here to the left. Let's take out these dredgelings. Right here, if the world tendency is light or dark, this gate will open. And I'll show you the graph of world tendency in a minute, and you'll get access to an NPC, some red summon dredgelings, and some pretty good items. Let me take care of this idiot right quick. And so this is your world tendency. And right now we're at the very first one, which is the Boletarian Palace. If you'll notice, all of our world tendencies right now are neutral. They will become, and that's the icon below the archstone and the name of the archstone. They will lighten or darken based upon, so to get a lighter world tendency, in human form, you defeat bosses, defeat NPC invaders, defeat red phantoms, real invaders. This will make it light. To go dark, die a bunch in human form, lose to invaders, or kill NPCs that you've run across. This affects the world tendency, and I think that all affects the world tendency even if you're in soul form, except for the dying infinite form part. And based upon that world tendency, so like, case in example, the NPC person that we would defeat over here to the left where that gate is, if the world tendency is light, you get her armor. If it is dark, I think you get her weapon. Let me double check on that. Okay. Yeah, her name is Executioner Miralda. Yes, if you kill her with a black world tendency, she will drop the guillotine axe. If you defeat her in a light world tendency, she gives you the Master's Ring and the Blinded Cross armor set. The Master Ring giving you more damage based upon you're like doing critical hits, so like parry, riposte, or backstabs. And you'll have to forgive me, sometimes I lose trains of thought, ADHD. So now we're going to go on our way to the boss chamber. But we're going to go ahead and just clear these guys out just to make it a simpler run. You know, extra soulage, and we may get an item or two that would help along this journey. And then we'll retool our hotbar right quick. because this boss is wickedly susceptible to fire. Almost got it again. No, sir. But it's a fairly simple boss fight. Let's see, extra fireball, that'll come in handy. Okay, so we've got our fire bombs, we've got our grasses, we've got our resins, we've got our expel, and so here we go. What I like to do is I just run past all of this and come stand behind this. Go ahead and apply this to my weapon and undo hand. Let's actually switch to fire bombs so we can clear out more. There's an AoE effect. I may not even have to cast another spell. And done. So we return to human form, which gives us access to a full health bar. You'll always want to touch the archstone after the boss fight because it's how you get the boss soul. Now we're going to go back to the Nexus because we have some things to do here. We need to go talk to the Monumental at the top of Nexus, and we'll be able to access other archstones.
Welcome back.
Waifu.
The Monumental awaits the above. The Monumental will explain the Nexus to thee.
Close the door. Close the door. Because I don't feel like
Okay, so we're going to take this path over here. You'll have to forgive me, yes, I have kids, and you'll hear them in the background. I don't have all the fancy setup or hit a room off to the side where I can play without them, but that's fine. There's my kids in the background. Bang. Here's our the only living monumental, and I'll let him tell a story.
Slayer of demons. I am one of the monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is a tale I wish to tell you. Once, we too a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colorless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to its slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and most of the world, lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what lands still remained, we entrusted 6 leaders with 6 precious archstones, one to the king of a small yet industrious land, one to the king of the burrowers underground, one to the wise queen of the great ivory tower, one to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls, one to the shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen, and the last to the great giants of the northern lands. The archstones were placed in the fringelands that survived. We contained the Old One here below the Nexus and prohibited the soul arts. Finally, we became monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished, and only I remain. Now it is you must lull the Old One back to its slumber and seal it away for all eternity. If not, a deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to bear this burden? Yes, we are fortunate indeed to have you. Now, go forth and destroy every last demon. The Old One, without demons to feed its souls, will a new servant seek and lure you to its bosom.
Alright, so real quick, you're going to want to go ahead and head this way. We're going to take this path down and grab this item right here. These stones of ephemeral eyes, will say that fast, will allow you to return to human form when in soul form, kind of like embers do in Dark Souls, or humanities in Dark Souls 2, and well, Dark Souls 2 and 1. And so we're going to go back down, we're going to go talk to Waifu, but first we need to go pay a visit to the storage guy, Thomas.
Hello again. I'm keeping a close watch on you.
That's Stockpile Thomas. So what we're going to do here is we are going to store some stuff to keep our weight down. I generally store my higher grasses for now.
You have a
That being said, because
Don't let them take it from you.
it just makes
Hello again. I'm keeping a close watch on you.
less room in your inventory, and while these 2 grasses will get you by for actually quite some time. And I'm going to store that. Switch. I'm going to grab all the souls out of here except for the boss souls. And you want to leave those and put your other boss soul in there. And we'll put our crafting mat. Get rid of these swords and these shields. Crossbows I really don't like. I'm eventually going to get a bow and work on that. And actually there's one coming up. I need to check the armor, see what's better. And then I'm going to store flame resistant ring, clean ring, and thief ring for now. Alright, now that's said and done. Then I could put the that on, and then we're gonna put that on. So if I'm, the Ring of Great Strength is like Havel's ring, so it increases your equip load. Remove those. Actually, no, we'll keep the resins. Those are kind of fun to play with. All right. Now we need to go talk to waifu. Well, let's consume souls first. And use a lot quicker than I've seen in the past with previous Souls games. Also, if you're out in the field and you happen to be over your equip limit, you can send stuff straight back to storage. You don't have to wait until you come here to do it, which is really nice. Or like when you go to pick it up, you're over a limit, you can choose to send it then.
Brave soul, for whom death is no fear. Prithee.
So she gave us 2 items to leave a soul sign to help other people. You can only use this if you're in soul form, which I think is kind of annoying. But, you know, it is what it is. This is the separation stone in here, whereas like in other games it's always been the white stone was the one for joining. And this one, the white stone is for separating, either leaving someone's world or sending someone out of your world. This will bring you back to the Nexus, but it costs you all your currently held souls. And then this will bring you back to the Nexus, but you keep your souls. I've only found a handful of these in the game. I know eventually you'll be able to buy them from a merchant.
What is it? Seekest thou the power of souls?
And we're going to tell her yes.
After, go ahead. Touch the demon inside me. Let these vagabond souls become thine own. Soul of the mind.
And we have 33,000, so we're going to get some nice levels here.
Soul of the lost.
And then I'm going to bring up our strength and our dex. The reason I'm going to get these where they're at right now is because this is going to help us later with some other items. I'm going to bring up our vit. I'm actually going to take that down a few notches for now. Even those out. Bring up our vit. Which also includes our HP, our Iden burden, and it helps with our defenses. Strength and dex help with the weapon damage, and strength also helps with your physical defenses. Dexterity helps with those as well, and your magic and fire resistance. I think everything seems to help with your defenses, so that's kind of a good thing. I try to keep my magic and my intelligence equal. So I can't do that. We'll put that last point in strength. Remember, because the end result for this is going to be a battle mage. So I'm not just be slinging spells. I want to also deal out damage as well.
Art thou finished?
So we're done here.
May thy strength.
Then we're going to go see a guy over here. This gentleman right here.
If so, I will help you. However
This
I
is
can.
the apprentice to the main mage trainer, Sage Frake's apprentice. So you can buy spells from him, which I'm going to buy Soul Arrow. And we're going to do attune magic with him as well. I'm going to take Water Veil off and let's do Soul Arrow. It costs a little less than the fire. And as in any game, it helps. It does more damage against certain enemies. Okay, so we're going to close the next over here. Now, we're going to do What level am I now? 24. We're not going to want to go there just yet. We'll go ahead and get to... Let's just clear the first area first. So we'll go back to the Lord's Path. Oh, before we do that, visit this guy.
Betray your souls.
And we're going to go ahead and repair our stuff. Oh yeah, and as I said, I was going to see which is better. Does less against fire. Oh, I backed all the way out of the game, but sure. Okay, so it really doesn't do us any good, so we'll go ahead and store that with stockpile.
Hello again. I'm keeping a close watch. You have a heart of gold.
So here we go. Although, let's go ahead and finish this episode out with see some of the merchants. So here's the first faith merchant. Umbasa. I think he'll stay here until we.
Are you? May you enjoy victory in Bad Umbasa.
I don't think he'll talk to me because I think my faith is too. Yeah, my faith is too low, so he won't talk to me.
I have sinned. I swore allegiance to Saint Yvain, but was of no use then. And now I have run away and abandoned his augustness. Oh Lord, for I have not the strength.
It makes it look easy. He's just gonna sit there and cry.
Have you met those fools revived the old one on a whim? And now they've trapped us here in the Nexus in a desperate attempt to undo their mistake. It's all a travesty, if you ask me.
Yeah, the negative Nancy, the sad bro. He's always got something sad to say. That pretty much covers everybody that's currently here. You'll rescue people along the way, and they'll show up here later. The knight that we rescued earlier from the ledge, he'll appear out here on this gangplank later. Another merchant will come and sit right here between the broken archstone and this archstone. Now that we've spoken to the monumental, you can technically go to any archstone you want, but some are going to be a little more difficult than others. Just to based upon like your level and or experience playing Soulsborne games. And so on that note, we're going to leave that one here.